Good morning. How are you guys? Good. As Representative Paszynski said, my name is Omeed Firouzi, and of course we're here to honor Representative Mundy, and I can tell you it's been a great experience so far being her campaign manager. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of hard work, but a lot of fun too. And we're making a lot of progress, and we hope you guys will help out in the coming months as well. Wonderful woman, excellent representative, gets things done, cares for the people. These words have all been used by voters to describe Representative Phyllis Mundy, and these words represent merely some of the praise that she has worked hard to earn from her constituents. The work Representative Mundy has done on behalf of the people of her district has merited this commendation. Everywhere we have traveled on the campaign trail in the 120th district, time after time, constituents have told us stories about how Representative Mundy's efforts have led to a better and more prosperous lives for themselves and their families. A man in my hometown of Trucksville told me that because of Phyllis Mundy's work, he was able to collect necessary rebates that he needs as a senior citizen. A woman in West Pittston told us that because of Representative Mundy's care and concern, the library in that borough is stronger. A woman in Kingston told us that she could not be more thrilled with Representative Mundy's vehement support for expanding early childhood education in the state. Here in West Wyoming, the mayor, Joe Herbert, when I told him that he needs to put up some yard signs in West Wyoming and I gave him that assignment, he said, "This is the least I could do for Phyllis after all the work she's done for us." It's clear that in her many years of service for the 120th district, Phyllis Mundy has clearly merited this praise. She's worked hard and has accomplished a record of real results. We are gathered here today to remind ourselves of this record and to remind ourselves that there are still many voters in this election who are on the fence. It's our job to remind them of why it is so critical to return State Representative Phyllis Mundy to Harrisburg for another term. We need to re-elect Representative Mundy because she has been an effective advocate for the hard-working families of her district. When families have been hit by high utility and insurance company rates, she worked incredibly hard to prevent rate hikes, and because of her work, many of her constituents saved thousands of dollars in their insurance and utility bills. When families were afflicted by high property tax, nobody did more to bring relief than Phyllis Mundy. Even before she was a state representative, she displayed a strong commitment to property tax reform when she sat on the Luzerne County Property Tax Reform Commission. In the time she has served in the State House, she again and again has stood for such relief and has delivered. When an economic recession threatened the livelihood of families throughout the district and throughout the Commonwealth, Representative Mundy fought hard for a fair minimum wage, and she fought for economic development in the Commonwealth. Bringing home jobs and good wages has always been a top priority of Representative Mundy. Just recently, she stood strong for the Job Ready PA initiative to jumpstart hiring, accelerate job training, and put folks to work. When senior citizens in her district needed a helping hand, Representative Mundy worked to ensure that a strong social safety net existed for our seniors, as she worked long and hard to make sure that PACE and PACE-Net eligibility were expanded for our seniors so they can have lower prescription drugs. However, these are not the sole realms in which Phyllis Mundy has shown leadership for her constituents. Indeed, she has also been a strong supporter of quality education. Today, because of her hard work, early childhood education is undeniably stronger in this Commonwealth. Preschool, full-day kindergarten, and smaller class sizes are increasingly becoming a reality in Pennsylvania's public education system. When it comes to college-level education for our children, Phyllis Mundy has made college affordability a priority, fighting day after day and night after night to do all she can to help middle-class families pay for college for their children. Well, I hope so, because I'm going to go to college. Educating our children and training kids to be the future leaders and pioneers of this nation has always been on Representative Mundy's mind. In fact, that is part of why nobody has been a stronger supporter of teachers than her. A former teacher herself, go ahead. A former teacher herself, Phyllis Mundy, has been on the forefront in calling for good pay for our teachers to encourage them to train our children, while preserving the prosperity of our families and standing for quality education. Representative Mundy has also been concerned about one issue in particular that has captivated her study and concern in the last year. That issue is the drilling of the Marcellus Shale for natural gas. And when the moment demanded decisive leadership, Phyllis Mundy answered the call in a courageously bold move. In a courageously bold move, Representative Mundy stood up passionately for a one-year moratorium on new drilling permits. Her efforts to improve Pennsylvania's currently lax rules and regulations with regards to drilling don't stop there. She has introduced several other bills as well, including one to track the wastewater disposal that is a byproduct of the natural gas drilling, and a bill to finally close the Halliburton loophole. Phyllis Mundy understands that these concerns are central to the goal of making life better for her constituents. She's fought long and hard for better air, water, and land for the district. All too often, many politicians have merely been interested in doing what works for them to get reelected. But, as she herself says, Phyllis Mundy undertook this cause for a very simple reason. It's the right thing to do. For Representative Mundy, crafting public policy that benefits her constituents comes first. And there is no better example of that than her commitment to her constituents' well-being when she calls for a moratorium on this drilling. Nonetheless, our opponent claims that Representative Mundy has undertaken these efforts merely as an election year ploy. However, interestingly enough, he has said very little about what he would do about this issue. Where are you, Bill? Where do you stand on this issue? We don't know. His silence speaks volumes. But Representative Mundy's leadership has been truly outstanding, and no opponent can deny that, even if they try to, because her constituents know that she has shown leadership unlike any other elected official that I know on this issue. And Representative Kaczynski, by the way, has supported her moratorium as well, as has Representative Omeed. Wherever I go door to door and make phone calls, I at first was shocked to know that so many Republicans actually supported Phyllis. But then I realized why that's the case. It's because she has always put the people of her district first, always cared about her constituents more than the special interests, always put the common good at the top of her priorities, and always has had a record real results. It's important to remember what is at stake in this election. The economic stability of her district is at stake. The prosperity of her constituents is at stake. And a strong social safety net for our senior citizens is at stake here. All of that is at risk if Phyllis loses. We need to make sure that she wins this election so she can continue to deliver with the hard work and with the record of real results that she has compiled. I hope that you'll join me and Representative Mundy and our campaign in this wonderful effort to make sure that the 120th District continues to be a better place to live for all our families. Thank you so much.